Good evening. As we look high above the skyline of Portland, Oregon, we welcome you to continuing coverage of Week 14 action here in the Simulation Football League. We've got an exciting matchup here between the Seattle Nemesis and the Portland Fleet. I am Nate Hall. I'll be your play-by-play this evening, and alongside me for this one is none other than Stephen Hacker as we bring you inside Evo 9X Stadium at the Shipyard. And Stephen, for this one, Portland's looking to maintain their slim playoff hopes alive and get to a 6-6 record, while Seattle is trying to play spoiler and get a split in this series as they lost their last meeting back earlier this season by 2 points.
Yeah, and that was a very, very close game. Both quarterbacks balled out of control in that game, but Cyrus Jive, 23-24 in that game, 265 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. On the other side, Trellis Blanton, 30-46, 352 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions as well. So both of these teams looked really evenly matched last time they played. Portland got away with that one with a 2-point victory. But I expect a lot of the same thing here tonight. Jalen Wells for Seattle really struggled in that game, but Ezekiel Love got 32 carries for 107 yards in that game. So if Portland can replicate that here tonight, Nate, I think that they can keep their playoff hopes alive. As long as they can keep Cyrus Jive firing on all cylinders and then use that sweet weapon that they have at running back in Ezekiel Love, I think that Portland can keep their hopes alive.
Cyrus Jive struggled in their loss to London last week, the 31-13 loss to London. He did throw 2 interceptions and no touchdowns. We'll have to see how he fared this evening against the Seattle defense, as this return is made from about the 2-yard line right up the middle and returned to about the 25-yard line. And this is where we'll see Portland start their first possession on offense. Let's introduce you to the Portland offense really quickly. Cyrus Jive at quarterback, Ezekiel Love at halfback, Jacob Farmer is the fullback, Israel Adams, Benjamin Warner, and Gene Valentine are the wideouts. Nelson Lozano Jr. at tight end, Randy Fatt III at left tackle, and Jaden Taylor at center. They start out in the heavy I formation on first down. They'll get the free play on the first play for scrimmage. But Ezekiel Love has a wide open hole on that right-hand side, and they'll probably get the yardage on this one as he picks up 12 on the first play.
Yeah, and a good cut there, good vision from Love to turn upfield and get some extra yards out of that. And if I was the Portland coaching staff, I would decline this one for sure.
Yeah, they do decline that penalty, so it'll be a first down all the way up to, looks like, past the 30-yard line. So it'll be a first down for Portland, getting a first down on the very first play of the game. Introducing quickly to the Seattle's defense after this next play. First down as they come out with 2 wideouts to the bottom of the screen now. Another penalty on the second play. It looks like the same penalty, but another opening on the left-hand side, this time for Ezekiel Love. Past the 30, 21 man to beat. They're not going to catch him all the way to the end zone. It's a touchdown. Ezekiel Love on 2 carries is all it took for him to reach his touchdown, and they got 6 points early.
Yeah, and the undisciplined there on the front line, and Ezekiel Love really exploited it. I mean, just explosive running back. And when you make mistakes up front, you're going to allow this explosive back to take off down the sideline. And that's just what he did. And, yep, overplayed there. Spin move to break outside and just off to the races there. Nobody's going to catch him. Electric speed there for the Fleet. And right out the gate, the Portland is firing on all cylinders.
Last week, Ezekiel Love in their loss still ran for over 100 yards on the ground, 107 to be exact, with 1 touchdown on 24 carries. And on the first drive, he almost matches that. Not quite, because he didn't run the full length of the field, but still a great start to his game as he's ran for 82 yards on 2 carries. That's all it took for the first drive, as kicker Joey Robb comes on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. And Portland has the early 7-0 lead, only 32 seconds into this game.
Yeah, Portland averaging 127 yards per game on the ground. And on the first drive alone, Ezekiel Love already 82 yards. So looking like they're going to hit the average for sure.
Absolutely. As this ball is on the tee in Seattle, will get ready to receive it and get the first crack at it for their offensive possession. Returned from about the 5, a rather short kick to what we were used to seeing in the SFL, but he returns it right at the middle and gets it up to the 27-yard line. Let's introduce you quickly to the Seattle Nemesis offense. Trellis Blanton, the rookie, at quarterback. Jalen Wells, the halfback. Scott Powell at fullback. Zachary Patton, Dean Jackson, and David Gears, and Cedar Queen are the 4 wideouts of mention. Paulie Truth is a tight end, and Sean Sullivan is at left tackle. Under center is Blanton to start the first play, and he goes out to the left-hand side, and a nasty hit out there to the left-hand side, but a catch made nonetheless, and an 8-yard gain out there to Zachary Patton.
And that's a good response from the Nemesis team to come out here and take that nice little intermediate route to the outside and just kind of come out, and that's a good timing throw for your offense to try to get Trellis Blanton in rhythm.
Heavy I formation. We saw Portland have a lot of success with this on their first drive. Let's see if they have the same success for Seattle as they hand the ball off to Jalen Wells. Tries to find a hole. Nothing much on the play, but still gets the 3 yards they need to move the chains and a first down.
Yeah, and that's a good game script there. You come out, you pick up a good chunk of yards on first down, and you come out and you use your big running back to pick up the first, the 3 yards needed to get the first down on second down, and now here you are with a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Back to throws, Trellis Blanton. I thought I was going to get the catch on that one, but Zachary Patton just dropped it, and I think the defender was the cause of that. Chris Stock with a nasty hit to jar the ball loose.
Yeah, it's Zachary Patton on the season, 121 targets. That was 122 targets. Well, actually, he had a reception already, so 123 targets on the season and 77 receptions. So a rare drop from Zachary Patton, but he's going to get a lot of volume.
2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Now running out of time, and he's just going to – this one's going to fall to the dirt as he's getting a lot of pressure right up the middle from Nuevo, Derwin Nuevo, right up the middle of that defensive end position, and it falls incomplete.
10 tackles for loss on the season for Nuevo, only 3 sacks, so really trying to get after Blanton there, and good quarterbacking by Trellis to get rid of it before he went to the ground.
3rd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Back to throws, Blanton under pressure, and he's going to go down for the sack. He could not get rid of that one as I believe that was going to be, that was Leo Morris from his corner position to come in for the sack to bring up 4th down.
Portland bringing the house there on 3rd down, applying the pressure on this young quarterback, and Blanton couldn't avoid the pressure, and a good job by Portland on the house call.
So Lilac Butte will come in, the punter will come in to punt this one away. No pressure on the punt. And back to return it, calling for the fair catch at the 25-yard line, and that is where the next drive for Portland will start. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations, as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan and fantasy. This time, Cyrus Jive starts in the gun this time on 1st down. Has plenty of time to throw. Looks over the middle, and that's going to be completed out to his receiver, Gene Valentine. It's going to be a quick 1st down out to the 44-yard line.
And that's a nice receiver to put out there in the middle of the field, Gene Valentine, and gets wide open. Big target there for Jive, and Jive spots the receiver immediately and gets the ball out of his hands, and Portland already getting close to midfield.
And they went 2 runs on their first drive, and Cyrus Jive with that first throw is now 100%. So we'll see if that continues for him and it is completion percentage. But this one is going to go out to Love, has another room out to run, out to the 30, 20, 10, not going to catch him. 2 touchdowns for Ezekiel Love.
And they need to check him for butter, grease. He's got some kind of foreign substance on him, because everybody from the Seattle side was trying to give Ezekiel Lugg a hug, and he just kept slipping through. You're going to see one right here at the line. He's going to get a little slippery there. Whoop! Moves out to the side, cuts outside, then somebody tries to drag him down from behind, KT Horrell, and he just breaks off from that tackle, and then he's off to the races again. And Ezekiel Love in this first quarter is having a heck of a ball game.
3 attempts, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns is your first quarter, not even first quarter stats. It's your 3-minute stats for Ezekiel Love throughout this game.
Absolutely on fire right now for Portland. I just keep feeding him the rock until Seattle can prove that they're able to slow him down, because right now Love is MVP form right now.
As Joey Robb is on to attempt the extra point, is up and good. And Portland looking unstoppable early in this one, 14-0. Again, only 3 minutes into this one. Well, Seattle's going to have to respond quickly on this next drive to avoid going down any further, or the possibility of going down any further. And it's going to have to start right here as this kick is away. Return from about the 2. And this return looking for a hole up the left-hand side, but he's going to get tackled at about the 26-yard line. And the offense for Seattle will get going from right there. The SFL network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will continue to include content created by the community. The SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and the SFL regular season games. Download the STV Plus app on your Android or iPhone, or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL network, where SFL creators come together. As this throw is out to the left, but he's going to be too far out of bounds and incomplete.
And I think Blanton was feeling the pressure there on that short drop, and the last drive taking the 2 hits, when he was back to throw, and then on this drive that comes out and a little bit of happy feet, it looked like there in the pocket, led to the missed throw, dragged the receiver out of bounds. So keep an eye on Blanton here to see if he can shake off those happy feet.
Coming out in the I formation now on 2nd and 10. Hands the ball off to Jalen Wells, trying to break a tackle but cannot do so. Only a gain of 1 on the play, bring up a 3rd and 9. As this time is Derek Majors, who last week in their loss still had 8 tackles to lead the defense on the team, and gets 1 right there for his defense.
I'm Blanton. I'm trying to see if number 85 is on the field. If he is, I would go towards Pauly Truth.
Well, he's going to look over the middle this time. That's going to get picked off. And that is not what Seattle was hoping for, as that's going to get picked off by number 20, I believe. That's Bernard Smith, right over the middle, playing center field to get that one back to Portland's offense.
Yeah, and I like the play design there on 3rd and 9. You want to try to get enough yards. You want your receivers down the field, and they definitely sent all of their receivers past the first down marker. So that's what you want there. It's an aggressive play, and unfortunately Portland was able to go up and snatch it out of the air and take it away from him.
1st and 10 for Portland, trying to extend the lead to 3 scores. Gets the Cyrus Drives gets the pass out to Love in the flats. Gets a gain of 4 yards and brings with 2nd and 6.
And that was David Horrell, the SFL's leading tackler this season. 132 tackles with that one, now 133. Really, really good middle linebacker there for the Nemesis.
Hands the ball off once again to Love, but the Seattle defense was ready for that one, as that's going to be a tackle for loss for Catherine Horrell. And I think that's a good time to bring in the Seattle Nemesis defense. Sean Parent, Aaron Stein, Greg Ward, and Catherine Horrell, the defensive front. KT Horrell, David Horrell, and Matthias Citrion are the linebackers. Daniel Valentine and Ethan Kai are the corners. Kevin Smoker, Brady Clark, and Nana Leahy are the safeties. Big 3rd down coming up for this Seattle defense, though. Trying to get off the field and not allow any points by this Portland offense. But start Jive back to throw, and that's going to get picked off. And a nice job by Seattle's defense, and that time it is number 35 that's the backup, Sonny Reiser, the corner, getting the interception.
Yeah. Portland brought out 4 receivers and pulled Seattle into a dime look there. So, Sonny Reiser getting on the field and coming up in a huge way for Seattle, gets the ball back and right near midfield. So Seattle with really fortuitous field position now.
Back to throw is Blanton. Was under a little pressure, but gets the reception. He's got some room out there to the left-hand side. is going to get tackled, but not before he gets to the 20-yard line. Holy truth, you were asking to get him the ball earlier that last drive, and this time Blanton finds him down the seam.
Still in tight coverage. Portland, looked like they did their homework and had a defender in the area, but it's just a laser from Blanton to Pauly Truth. And yeah, that would have been great on that third down play on the last drive, but I'll take it there as well. A huge game for Pauly Truth.
Now inside the red zone. Seattle looking to score for their first time. Blanton back to throw. Looking to right. Trying to find a receiver. They're going to say he was in bounds. Zachary Patton with a good 4-yard reception.
And he just floated that right over the defensive back. That was a beautiful throw from Blanton. So last drive, a little bit of a shaky pocket presence, but coming out on this drive after the turnover, looking solid on his last 2 throws.
Second and 6 from Portland, 16-yard line. Blanton back to throw, but he's going to be under pressure and sacked. Big loss of yardage on that one, as that's going to be a sack by Jobu McSlim, the defensive tackle, for a loss of 6.
6'4", 318 pounds. The rookie first-round pick from Madison, making a big impact there. And I like the blitz call again, trying to get Blanton out of rhythm.
3rd and 12 from the 22-yard line. Blanton back in the gun. Looking over the middle, pump fake. Gets the reception made. 1st and goal down to the 6-yard line. This time it's going to be number 17, Tita Queen. And she gets the first down for her offense.
Another rookie out there, sure-handed though. And this little crossing pattern kind of creates a little separation in the zone. And sure-handed, and a nice throw from Blanton. Again, taking the hits, but seems to be collecting himself and remaining calm in the pockets. They really need to finish out this drive to try to close that gap.
Back to throw. Blanton looking right. Gets the reception down to the 1-yard line, but cannot cross any further than that. As again, looks like that's actually going to be David Gears, the first-year man with this team, but coming over from Vancouver in the offseason with his first catch of the game.
Nice tackle on the goal line made, but if you're Seattle, I think you have to be looking at Jalen Wells here, try to get him into the end zone, short yardage situation.
2nd and goal from the 1. Hands the ball off, just like you said, to Wells, looking for a hole, but cannot get there. Blocks the yardage on the play. Big stop, tackle for loss made. Once again, Jobu McSlim, he had a sack earlier on this drive. This time it's the TFL, a loss of a yard on the play.
2 tackles for loss on this drive alone. And if it's me, I'd dial it up again. You try to grind this one out. I think Jalen Wells is your best opportunity to get this one in for 6.
3rd and goal from the 2. Back to throw, though. Blanton, he's going to shake it off. And he's going to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Wow. He had a lane to go running up the middle, I thought, to try to get on himself for Blanton, but he decides to throw it instead, gets away with one, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and you can it's easy to say he had a lane, but when you're down there on the field sometimes, you start wondering, should I throw it, should I run it? Not exactly the most speedy guy in the world, and a yard out there in the SFL is a whole lot of ground to cover whenever you got these linebackers and safeties with all that speed. So can't necessarily blame Blant for not trusting his legs and going with the arm, but it's very unfortunate, but really lucky that it wasn't intercepted as well.
As this kick is up and through by Christian Ronald Suey, and they do get some points on this drive. They were hoping for 7, I'm sure, but they'll be happy to come away with something on this drive to get the score to 14-3.
Yeah, needed something, and it is. There's a lot of ball game left, so you've shown that you can drive down the field and get points on the board. Now you just need to replicate that and figure out a way to keep generating those turnovers and keep the ball out of Ezekiel Love's hand.
And for Portland, they are on their third, I believe this is their 3rd drive of the game. Handing the ball off to Love. Gets past the tackler, gets a run, circles around the tackler, and almost a first down, but gets a gain of 9 yards.
Yeah, still showing the elusiveness, showing the burst. And, up front for Portland, they're doing a great job executing their blocks, getting a helmet on a helmet out there, and really letting their playmaker make some plays.
And a little bit of technical difficulty. I might have to have you take over here till Cam can come in. I've got him on standby.
10-4. So yeah, Love right there with a nice little 1-yard carry. He takes the ISO play right up the middle out to the Portland 38-yard line. First and 10 from the 38-yard line. Cyrus Jive goes under center. Single back is Ezekiel Love. Phase 4-3 defense from Seattle. Jive out to the flats. Love has a blocker, able to get the first down before he's gang tackled and pushed out of bounds at the Portland 49, so just at midfield. Love's second reception on the game. Jive really hasn't been called on a lot to throw the ball in this one, as it's been mainly all Ezekiel Love on the ground. Jive 3 of 4 to this point. Two 10 remaining in the first quarter. Portland shows up in a power I formation, going to go with the stretch play. Love cuts it upfield, nowhere to go. Stopped in the backfield. First negative run on the day for Love. KT Horrell on the tackle. Second 11. Jive, 3 receivers to the top of the screen. It's going to be a nickel defense from Seattle. Love the lone back. Quick drop. Quickly over to Love. Left side tackled after no gain. Great effort by Seattle. Had 3 defenders in the area to make the play on Ezekiel Love. Love, the leading receiver for Portland right now, getting the volume of the targets. Jive on a 3rd and 11, going to go in the shotgun. 4 wide receiver spread. Dime 3-2-6. Jive throws into pressure, and it's intercepted. Second time of the day. Portland's going to give it back to Seattle, and they return it out to the Portland 44. So again, great starting field position for Seattle. And Brady Clark this time is going to get the interception. Oh yeah, just jumped right in front of the route. Kept his eyes in the backfield, and as soon as Jive was going to throw, reared back, and he just jumped in front of the route. Textbook defense, textbook ball hawk play for Brady Clark. Blanton will take over. I formation, tight end flex, deep drop. He's going to unload, and it's intercepted again. Portland's going to take it away, and he's got room to return. Brought back out to the Portland 32-yard line. So just like that, Bernard Smith with his second takeaway, and Portland has the ball right back. And so now 53 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Portland's going to come out with a I formation. Brings out a base 4-3 defense for Seattle. Now a quick handoff. Nowhere to go. Brought down for a loss. That was not Ezekiel Love there on the field for Portland. That was Lonnie Wright. So Love maybe dealing with some stamina issues here, getting the bulk of the offense to this point. And Love now on the field. He's going to lose a yard. Didn't make a difference. Seattle really feeling themselves right now, stepping up defensively. And that looks like that was David Horrell in the backfield making a play. Jive now in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. He's going to unload, corner route, and that's intercepted. 3 interceptions in the first quarter for Cyrus Jive. This offense has been hot and cold. When they run the ball, they're on fire. When they throw the ball, they're ice cold. Cyrus Jive cannot hit the broadside of a barn right now, and Seattle's just taking advantage. That was number 26, Daniel Valentine. First season here in Seattle, 3 seasons in the SFL, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. Portland at home with a 14-3 lead. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on. We're on YouTube. And now joining me in the booth, we have Cameron Irvine. Thank you, Cameron. Yeah, and really, it's as Blanton has settled into the game, Cameron. They've looked really good. We know they're going to throw the ball all over the field, but it really rides on the arm of Trellis Blanton. And as he's settled into the pocket, they've looked a lot better. Quarterbacks played clean in that last game, and just two from Blanton and 3 from Jive. So it's just kind of what is going on here? It's not what we expected in this ballgame. And that's the Queen just doing what she needs to do, that trusty slot receiver for Portland. And when Blanton needs a trusty target, that's no better place to look than number 17. And David Gears running a great route on the cut on the route, just got right behind or right past the defensive back. Blanton knew just what to do and hit his receiver in stride, and a great touchdown reception from David Gears.
Well, back at SFL headquarters here in Louisiana, and we still can't find perfection on the technology side, but now we're getting closer, Hack, as we get ready for the postseason. As Blanton fires a touchdown, and Seattle has scored the last 10 points of this second quarter, and just like that, this is a ball game again.
Yeah, and responding in a big way after Ezekiel Love exploded like a cannon in the first quarter. Seattle was able to scratch and claw themselves back into this ball game. And again, it's just a testament to their fight and their heart to stay in this ball game as we're in the final week of the season. And Portland has everything to gain, by winning in this ball game. And Seattle's not going to just roll over and make it easy for them. So you got to love the heart from Seattle in this one.
Portland not happy with the Atlanta score, as the Swarm have muddied up the game with Jacksonville, clobbering the Kings 31-7. Jacksonville 4 first-half turnovers. And Atlanta has been balling out. Portland got off to a near equally hot start, but they have cooled off. Still leads Seattle 14-10. Jive will hand it off to Love, and Love still got some burst. Picks up 8 yards on his 9th carry of the first half.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to continue to do. It's been all in the hands and legs of Ezekiel Love, and I just think that they just keep feeding the rock to him and let him win you this ball game. He's got the talent, he's got the ability, so why not just grind it out here and try to get a victory here at home with your.
Jive 4 for 7 for 33 yards in the first half. But thanks to Love, Portland still protecting a 4-point lead. Love spins to the outside and gets to midfield. Brady Clark cleans it up, but Seattle has struggled with those outside containments all season long.
Yeah, and Brady Clark, the safety, knows a thing or two about how to bring down explosive backs. 8 seasons in the SFL. He's seen some of the greats, probably had to tackle more than his fair share of the greats, and we all know how great Ezekiel Love is, but Brady Clark just put on a tackling clinic, came up, stuck the running back right where and stopped him where he stood.
First and 10 at midfield. Portland's best drive here in the last few. Deep shot is caught. Benjamin Warner with the reception. His first catch on his 3rd target, and that's a pickup of 23 and good enough for a fleet first down.
And great concentration to go up, you're jumping in the air, getting hit from the opposite direction and able to come down with that ball. Again, Brady Clark just knows right where to be, timed it perfectly, but just an even better catch by Benjamin Warner to maintain contact through the hit.
Staring Brady Clark in the face as he was coming down to make that play. And it's first down near the red zone now for Portland. Trying to answer back, 10 straight from Seattle. Love up the gut, wrestled down by Catherine Horrell. Her second tackle, a 3-yard gain for Zeke.
Seattle can find a way to contain the outside. Whenever Zeke's running up the middle, they're able to slow him down, or at least minimize the yardage. And I think that's going to be a key for Seattle is try to control the edge.
Shotgun here for Jive. Jive fires near side. That's Warner again. He's tapped down by Leahy. And they'll be 2 yards shy of the sticks. Set up a 3rd down and 2 with 7:23 to go. So far on 3rd down tonight for Portland, 0 for 3.
Yeah, it's been all explosive plays from Ezekiel Love. If he's not getting a huge chunk play on first down, they've typically struggled.
3rd and 2 at the 20. Jive going to give it to Love up the gut, and Love is speared at the 17-yard line by Leahy, but just did get enough for the first down.
Seattle, really clamping down there in the middle. I would almost question the spot there. It was great tackle for the defensive back to come inside like that and make a tackle in the trenches.
Jive looking for Love on the outside, trying to get a block. Great closing speed. A 1-yard pickup. Brady Clark continues his dominance just on this drive alone.
Yeah, and you got a veteran there at the back in your defensive backfield, and that's exactly what you need your veterans to do is make those big plays and slow down these opposing teams' offenses. Brady Clark's putting on, doing a great display of that here, showing his leadership.
5 solo tackles and a pick so far for Clark in the first half. Trap play, Love up the gut, picks up 4. And David Horrell and company wrestling down. Actually, that's Sean Parent with his first tackle tonight.
I think if you're Seattle, you have to be feeling good about your odds on 3rd and 5 here. I would be watching the outside like the outs and a swing pass to Love.
Jive outside, just as Hacker called it, and it's short of the first down. That's Valentine's second catch, and Portland's got a decision to make here.
Great sideline coverage there from the linebacker, David Horrell, out there in the flats on a receiver, making the tackle just short of the first down marker. You'd love to see it if you're the linebacking coach for the Nemesis. See your linebacker over there on the sideline making a tackle short of the first down.
4th and 1, at least for now, the offense on the field. Remember, Seattle jumped on the first 2 plays, so I think that's Portland's mentality, seeing if they can get another one, but Seattle stays firm, and Portland has to burn a timeout. Can't really fault them there in that situation, given the fact that Seattle had already given them plenty of confidence.
Yeah. It's Portland can extend the lead to 7, which I feel like is very safe for them. but I liked their set there. I mean, I feel like Love has been feeding, and I would have handed it off there. I would have liked to see him snap it, especially here at home. You got your crowd behind you. You got your momentum. Love has been explosive, but I can understand. It's a long ball game. Sometimes the second half doesn't always go your way. So get the for sure point, or what I think is for sure points. It's basically a chip shot field goal here. And then hope that your defense can come out and keep Seattle's offense moving slowly.
Chip shot from 25 yards is up and good, and Portland takes a 17-10 lead. Pack, you got to like how all the 5 and 6 teams have come out and played tonight. Canton gets the win at home. Carolina, gutty win on the road without Sudo Nakai, who got hurt. And then, of course, Atlanta in our sister game on our YouTube channel is killing it against Jacksonville in the third quarter, although the Kings are hanging around. And then you have Portland here tonight. I mean, everybody is gunning for those last couple of playoff spots, and everybody's playing like it's the playoffs already.
16,000, just about 16,500 combinations, possible playoff scenarios left, Cam, and the picture is becoming more and more clear, and it's a little bit it's always fun this time of season to watch these games and see just see how the picture starts to develop, because as we get through tonight and through tomorrow's games, that playoff picture is going to be very, very interesting.
After the first couple games, those scenarios dipped down to about 4,000. After tonight, there'll be about 1,000 left as Jalen Wells takes a nice handoff for a first down at 3 yards on 4 carries prior to that 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, biggest play of the day for Wells, and I think that's a nice change of pace for them. That they like to use Blanton's arm a whole lot, but when Wells can give you those solid 5-6 yard or even a 10-yard run like that one, that really helps your offense out and get you in some better get you ahead of the stick.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line after the run from Wells. Blanton got nailed, and then Wells nails Mel Davis at about the 40, a 3-yard pickup. Heavy hitting out there on both sides.
Yeah, and these short drops, Seattle it has shown that they have some 7-step drops, but they keep getting him Blanton back on these 1-step drops, and Portland's front seven's really collapsing down and applying the pressure early.
Blanton hands off to Wells again, and Bernard Smith, who's played an excellent first half, saves a first down with a great open field tackle, forces a 3rd and short.
Seattle 2 of 5 on 3rd downs, and the 3rd and inches is a great situation for your team here to keep your drive alive.
Smith, a couple of picks to go along with that tackle. 3rd and short at the Seattle 46-yard line. And they'll give it to Wells. And did his knee go down at the 45-yard line? And that's at least what they're initially ruling, as Derwin Nuevo gets the stop, his 3rd tackle tonight.
Huge for Portland's front seven to step up and make that. I mean, that's a 3rd and inches, and your defensive line gets through, makes a play in the backfield, and gives the ball back to your offense, who had struggled a little bit to end the first quarter, but gave yourself some life here and an opportunity to really extend the lead and take control back of this ball game.
So here's your box score. 237 for Portland on offense here in the first half, on pace for 500. They got the 173 on the ground and a whopping 9.1 yards per play. They've kept Jive off the turf as well. But yet, with all those good numbers, still just a 7-point advantage with 3:04 to go in the first half. Toss out to Love, and he's wrapped up pretty quick there. Sean Parent with his 2nd tackle on the last 2 series.
Yeah, Seattle's first-round pick in this rookie draft this last season, number 28 overall, rookie out of Lexington, 6'3", 290 pounds there on the edge.
2nd and 11 at the 18. You can see that defensive line developing as the season has gone along for Seattle, as Love picks up 8. I was doing some research for this game, Hacker, earlier today, and I was looking at Seattle. Their they're kind of bottom 3 in a lot of different categories, but I was looking historically at some of the bottom of the league in terms of points per game, yards per game, things like that. And Seattle, really has had an okay season. It hasn't necessarily translated to wins, but when you talk about worst of the worst in league history, Seattle's definitely not even in that conversation.
Yeah, and I was just counting up their rookies. They're rolling out 12 rookies as well, and so that it's sometimes it's a growth process. You can't always judge a team based off their first season. You have to kind of give them time to grow and figure things out. And so, yeah, to come out in your first season, 12 rookies, and you get a win, and I mean, even if you are bottom 3 in some categories, it doesn't mean that you're not figuring things out. Again, their passing offense looks really crisp, really solid. They've got a great foundation on defense that they can really build around. And if you just give that time to grow, yeah, Seattle definitely has earned their place for sure.
Warner with a brilliant play there to get us to the 2-minute warning. He's got 3 catches for 45 yards, and Portland's on the move again. You're watching the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Love wrapped up by, that's another one of those defensive linemen, Aaron Stein, under development. That's only a gain of 2. Love's down to 12 yards a carry.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the how it goes when you run the ball. Not every play can be an 80-yard touchdown. So I still think Ezekiel Love is your most explosive weapon. You got to keep giving him the rock.
Jive hands it off to Love, left side. They tried to spin outside, and there's KT Horrell again. David Horrell also coming up with the tackle. Coming into the night, Horrell was, David that is, 23 total tackles away from setting the record for tackles in a season by a linebacker. That belonged to Avery King back in season 11, as Jive's pass is actually knocked away and incomplete. That'll set up a 4th down. Don't think David's going to get that tonight, but, you never know, within striking range.
Yeah, and it's always tough, but you always got to keep your eye on the record book to, any time a player has an opportunity to pass something up, you always got to have your eye on it. So we will track that as the game progresses.
He's got 6 so far tonight, so pretty good first half for David Horrell, and Portland's got to punt the football away. From the 19-yard line, that's Patton on the return for the 21. Patton 12 yards on 2 catches tonight. Their leading receiver is David Gears with 42 yards. Wells, 19 yards on 7 carries. And Derek Majors leading the way for that defense. 4 total tackles. Bernard Smith's got a couple of picks. Blanton's 9 for 15 for 115 yards. Nelson Lozano, Justin Reside in our stats truck tonight. Along with Stephen Hacker, I'm Cameron Irvine. Filling in for Nate Hall. Had some technical issues earlier. That's Jalen Wells breaking a tackle and picking up 8. Another questionable spot there to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see Seattle try to go with the hurry up there to preserve their timeouts. I felt like that was as good an opportunity as any to try to pick up a couple more yards with the hurry up, but they huddled back up now with 30 seconds remaining before the half.
I formation, 20 seconds. Looks like they may just run this again. Wells going to get a 1st down. And they go, hurry up now. This is not the situation you want to be in. As Wells gets another handoff, and Seattle won't run the clock out. May have just been trying to get into Hail Mary range. See what they do.
One final heave we're going to see before the half, and Blanton again, very, very confident in his arm, has a couple of good receivers out there, and an opportunity to go out there and make a huge throw before the half, potentially tie this game up. So, it's usually feast or famine in these situations. We'll see if the offensive line can give Blanton enough time to unload. Oh, man, no Hail Mary here.
Can they get another run off in a couple seconds? Get a little closer?
You figure with the timeout, they were going to give themselves the opportunity to take the shot downfield.
And Wells did his best. Nearly got a 1st down. Wells running hard there at the end of the first half. And the Seattle Nemesis got outgained, got outworked by Ezekiel Love, but they're hanging in this one. Portland 17, Seattle 10. We've reached the end of the first half here on SFL YouTube.
That's 21 total touches in the first half for Ezekiel Love. Trying to get the number of total plays for Portland really quickly. Total plays 33. So Love 21 to, so, it sounds, rough math, but 80% or more of the offense has been 80% of the touches. So Portland in the first half really riding the Love train, and it led them to success. Seattle did respond in a really good way, Cameron, and I liked the fight they had in them, but they're going to have to find a way to keep Trellis Blanton upright, and he has to avoid mistakes if they want to mount a comeback.
Can't really blame him when you look at those numbers. 184 for Love in that first half. And now Portland jumping off. And Jalen Wells against a stacked box gets 13 yards. Seattle has changed their tune a little bit. They have gone old school smash mouth on the fleet on the last few drives, and it is working for them.
Yeah, it's looking really good, especially when Wells is running with that type of aggression. Matching what Portland's defense has been bringing. Portland has been blitzing. They've been bringing pressure up the middle, trying to get to Blanton, and it's nice to see Wells go out there and leave a little paint on the opposing team's helmets as well. So I think it's good for Seattle to keep trying to get the ground game going.
Two in the backfield again here for Blanton. Going to hand it off to Wells. And this time Wells picks up one. Nuevo on another tackle. 58 yards now officially for Wells on the evening.
And I believe that's their average. Yeah, 57 average. Seattle averages 57 rushing yards a game. So Wells also getting up there and having himself a nice ball game.
Wells again on the carry, and this time he got hung up in the backfield as a blocker got pushed off his spot. And that'll set up a 3rd and long, so we'll see our first throw of the second half. Blanton 9 for 15 for $115.
We saw like a tight end seam earlier out of Seattle. I would have really liked to have seen that here. Not going to get it though.
4 receivers, 3 bunched up to the right of Blanton, and Blanton will fire it short of the sticks, and good pursuit from behind from the secondary of Portland. That's Chris Stock, and David Gears with the catch, but Seattle will fall short. They'll have to punt it away.
Yeah, I don't know that I like it. I can understand maybe the thought process. Getting Gears out there has the shiftiness maybe to break a tackle and turn up field, but throwing short of the first down marker, I don't always like that. I'd rather see the receivers pass the first down marker, give yourself a chance to pick up that first down.
Leo Morris with some space to return up to the 31-yard line. And that'll set up Portland in some decent field position. If I would have told you, Hack, that Atlanta would be up on Jacksonville 31-10 and BDG Hollywood would have 9 touches for 21 yards, what would you have said?
I would have said, oh, wow, and how good of a game is Dynasty having?
Yeah. Not bad. It was better earlier, but Jacksonville's keeping that somewhat close. That is picked off again. Cyrus Jive has thrown 4 on 5 incompletions, and Seattle's secondary is balling tonight as Jive hits himself in the head, and Anna Leahy with the interception.
The Jive needs that wake-up call right now. Just careless mistakes in this ball game, 4 turnovers, and I mean, if anything, you have to feel like, at some point you point the finger at yourself and say, am I the reason that the other team is in this ball game? I mean, Ezekiel Love's having the game of the century right now, and getting a little careless with these throws. And Seattle again, this is the 3rd time Seattle has started in Portland field territory, and that's just a recipe for disaster.
Deep shot is incomplete. Good coverage down the field. Truth was the intended target there. Sets up a 2nd down, and Seattle on their last their last handful of plays has sputtered.
It's always that tight end seam seems to come out right after I would like to see it on a third down situation. It's like they want to call that seam route on a first down, but man, I think it would be really beneficial if they could find it on a third down.
8:53 to go in the third quarter. Cameron Irvine, Stephen Hacker, Justin Resign, Nelson Lozano here with you at Evo 9X Stadium at the Shipyard as Patton picks up a couple. Patton's got 4 receptions, 3rd and 6 coming up.
Seattle's still pretty healthy on third down, but could really stand to get a conversion here to help increase their odds. And again, keep themselves in a position to get 6 points and tie this game instead of having to settle for a field goal.
Split spread against the nickel. That pass is caught, first down to the 18-yard line. So Blanton converts the third down conversion of the night. DeQueen with the reception. Nemesis in the red zone.
Yeah, and the second time they've got DeQueen on that little hot route over the middle, and once again delivers, picking up the first down inside the SFL red zone.
Blanton has kept things balanced. 4 catches for Gears, 3 to DeQueen, 4 to Patton as Wells pushes ahead for 3 to the 14-yard line. Nuevo in there again.
Yeah, Nuevo having a pretty good game there in the middle for the Fleet, and that's what you want from your interior defensive lineman. Get in there and make things difficult at the point of attack.
4 wide here for Blanton. Hand off to Wells. Wells dumps a defender and gets down to the 9. Bernard Smith, another first down saving tackle. It's been excellent in the open field. Wells makes it a more third and manageable.
Oh, so third down and at the 10, if you could find a way to get a seam route on the inside here, I think you're looking at pay dirt. Pauly Truth here at the bottom of the screen next to the tackle.
And off Wells, and again on 3rd and short. Wells will come up 1 yard short. 4th and 1 at the 8. This has got to be the 3rd or 4th and 1 that Seattle's had here tonight.
Yeah, it's so difficult to send the special the field goal kicker out, Ronald Suey, on this one, because you just have to feel like there was meat left on the bone there. You were right there about to score the touchdown, and Portland able to make a great defensive stand.
Another chip shot from 25 yards out is good. Seattle's first field goal of the night was 19, so that's 2 deep red zone trips that Seattle has made to come away with just 6 points. They still trail by 4 with 6:44 to go in the third. Kicks away to Morris. And Morris gets up to the 31-yard line, his second consecutive drive. All right, Hack. Well, the Portland defense has done their job. Cyrus Jives has got to shake it off.
Absolutely, got to you got to have a short memory and just forget about what happened last. You got to come out and just take your time, adjust, read the defense, make the sure throw. You got to build up your confidence when you're having the kind of day that you're having. So go with the sure thing on these little short dink and dunks. Try to find Love out of the backfield like that right there. Perfect.
Love nailed by David Horrell on the outside. And it's actually going to go down as a loss of 1 TFL for David, 2nd 11.
Yep, and that's tough. Again, you're not feeling like, oh, that wasn't any better, but it is. You did not give the ball back to Seattle, and Ezekiel Love is your biggest playmaker. So you can't score a touchdown every time, but that was a good decision there from Jive.
Baby steps. Jive now taking some big steps on a play action, nearly threw an interception. Ducking inside to make that deflection, KT Horrell. And I don't know that Jive ever saw her.
No, and just perfect position. Switched off, saw that her assignment had broke to the middle, number 80 there, and then saw 49 flash across. She broke down. Perfect timing. Excellent awareness there from the linebacker. And again, I think Seattle has done a really good job identifying what Portland likes to do. And aside from Ezekiel Love, having a field day on the ground, Seattle is very prepared for the pass. They look like their coaches and scouting did a great job this week.
Jive out of the gun now, 3rd and 11. Jacob Farmer, the fullback, was that intended target. Jive down the middle, caught. First down into some traffic. 13-yard pickup. That's Israel Adams' first catch of the night. He had a monster day against Seattle earlier this season.
And welcome to the ball game, and good job to help your quarterback out, get the first down and help build the confidence there. And, Portland just needs to keep stringing those kinds of plays together and get some momentum back to their offense.
1st and 10 at the 43, 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Final game of the night here on a 4-game Friday slate. 6 tomorrow and then 4 big ones on Sunday to wrap things up in the season 19 regular season. That pass looking for Warner falls incomplete. 2nd down.
Warner came up with a big catch in a similar situation earlier in the game, and Brady Clark was there again to deliver the hit, but this time a little bit better timed. It got there a little bit earlier, was able to jar it loose.
2nd and 10 at the 43. Jives out of the shotgun now, 11 for 18 tonight, just 92 yards. Blanton out throwing him by a decent margin. Jive looking deep down the field, incomplete. Route actually cut off for a split second there. Hackett looked like it was open, but Daniel Valentine closed the deal. 3rd down.
And again, in great position, had his eye, had the play in front of him, had his eyes on the quarterback, and adjusted to the route, got in front of the receiver, and knocked it down. Just again, great preparation this week from Seattle defensively. They look excellent.
126 yards on the 2 Ezekiel Love runs, as Jive on 3rd and 10 fires it incomplete, so they're going to have to punt. If you take that 126 away from Love, he's got 58. Combine that with 92 from Jive, and that is a pedestrian 150 total yards of offense through 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, very, very similar to what Seattle's box score looks like on the other side. So really, it kind of does explain why this game is so close. But Ezekiel Love, just the monster that he is the difference maker. He's been the X factor in this ball game. But Seattle's defense has figured out a way. They fought through the explosiveness of Ezekiel Love, and the law of averages has kind of brought Portland back down to earth, as Seattle is now has an opportunity to take the lead in the ball game.
Atlanta Jacksonville entering the 4th quarter. Atlanta was up 28-0 in this one, but Jacksonville hanging around. It's now 34-17. The Hive can be a very difficult place to play. They jump on you early. They jumped on Mexico City early this season. What's your experience at the Hive? Hack, any fond memories or nightmares from that building?
Nothing personally really sticks out to me, as far as like my coaching and team history and stuff like that. No, I think when I was with Queen City, we played at the Hive, and they're a fun team, the fun team to play against. You got to love the color scheme, but I think the game for me that stood out the most was Dynasty's first start, the hair flip.
Yeah,
that was a great moment, and that just adds to what the Hive has there. They got a lot of big personalities, great team, great color scheme. They're a lot of fun, and that stadium is also really, really cool.
No doubt about it. 3rd and 12. Seattle's offense still trying to find that momentum they had there towards the end of that first half, early third, but settling for those field goals has kind of sucked the life out of them a little bit. 3rd and long here for Blanton. What's he going to do out of the gun? 3 wide. Blanton down the field into traffic. Look at that again, Stephen. 4th and 1. DeQueen with the catch, but they're 1 yard short once more. They're out to punt.
Yes. And Chris Stock able to bring down DeQueen. Got a little bit of help at the end of the play as well, but Seattle just keeps coming up just short. They find themselves in these opportunities to surprise Portland and take the lead, and they just kind of stall out. They really need something explosive to happen to try and get momentum back on their side, because right now they're kind of playing field position game with Portland, and I think Ezekiel Love is the best player on the field right now, and you can't just keep playing a field position game when you don't have the best player on the field. So it's going to be a team effort from Seattle from here on out, and I think they need to capitalize on the opportunities, and so far they're falling a little flat.
Last 3 drives for Portland dating back to the second quarter, 15 plays, 36 yards, a couple of punts and an interception. Trying to get things moving on the 39-yard line, and you mentioned the field position battle, Hack. I think Portland's winning that. This is the 3rd straight drive they've started outside their own 30. Love is going to be pushed back for a 3-yard loss, blown up in the backfield. Really nice push from that defensive front of Seattle. That is Aaron Stein, once again, his 3rd tackle.
Stein, a 6'6", 260-pound defensive end, another rookie there for the Nemesis.
Toss, Love, hit in the backfield again. David Horrell this time. Seattle much better in this game, containing the outside, and Portland's in trouble, 3rd and long.
That's what they needed to do. Ezekiel Love, all the damage was coming off that left side specifically, going outside on the left. He was tearing them apart, and if they had a way to contain the edge and get Love to run north and south, Seattle was up to the task, and they're showing it.
Jive, wide open, caught first down, a perfect pass at the right time, a 19-yard gain. Get out of the way, ref. Benjamin Warner with the catch, and Portland's into Seattle territory. Nice strike.
Yeah, getting Warner on those slants or a skinny post, he has shown that he has the ability to separate from the defensive back, and that's twice now able to get a big gain there, and this time it moves the chains.
Warner now 64 yards on 4 receptions. He leads all receivers in the game. Jive's pass a little outside of the reach of Nelson Lozano Jr., who's only been targeted twice, no catches tonight, 2nd down.
Yeah, and really having to fight there in the middle. Been targeted in a similar a similar spot both times, and each time running into the great coverage linebackers that Seattle has, and that's usually a good connection. That's usually an automatic connection for Jive is Nelson Lozano Jr.
2 receivers wide right. Jive back to pass. Going deep middle again. It's caught. Warner again. Down to the 27-yard line. Benjamin Warner stepping up. It was Israel Adams the last time these two played. Gene Valentine for most of the season. It's Warner's night tonight.
Yeah, and had the defensive back trailing, the safety tried to get over to help, actually tried to go up, make the play, just mistimed it. And Warner is just heating up here in the 3rd quarter.
First down of the Seattle 27, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Flip it out to Love. Love lost 4 yards in the toss, which can be productive on some nights, has not been productive tonight. Seattle all over it. Smoker, Kevin, with the tackle.
Yeah, the rookie safety coming up to make a play, getting some help from his fellow teammates. And, again, it's been a collective defensive effort from Seattle to slow down Ezekiel Love, and they're doing a great job.
Jive in trouble and just does get it away. Horrell applying some pressure. No sacks tonight for Seattle, but plenty of hurries and a whopping 11 tackles for loss. Portland was 6 tonight.
Yeah, both of these teams up front doing a really good job defensively, are doing a really good job applying pressure and making these quarterbacks make mistimed throws. They're getting in their heads, and it's been a great job defensively from each of these front sevens.
3rd and long again for Jive. Looking deep middle again. Caught again. Jive puts it on Nelson Lozano Jr., and that has been working here in the 3rd quarter.
Said, I will not be denied a 3rd time. Goes up, just out athletes his defender, and huge throw. These 3rd down throws from Jive on this drive have been money, and his receivers are paying him out in a big way.
1st and goal at the 9. Excellent drive here for Portland. 8 plays, 56 yards. Handoff Love running right. Hit again. Loss of 1. 12th tackle for loss tonight. That's Nana Leahy with the TFL. And that, if you can believe it, Hacker, is the 8th player on Seattle. Check that. 9th player on Seattle with a tackle for loss tonight.
And collective team effort. And that was Leahy, a defensive back, making an open field tackle in the backfield. That's a fantastic. Oh, another one, but a fantastic play. Back-to-back plays. Fantastic.
Love tackle for loss again. That's David Horrell. That's his 4th tackle for loss. 3rd and goal at the 11. And Love is tanked down to 7.8 yards a carry. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Jive's been on 3rd and long this whole drive, but has been able to deliver twice. Play fake. Jive sacked at the 19-yard line. First sack of the game for Seattle. What a job by the defensive front and this entire defense. Greg Ward with the sack.
Another rookie on the Seattle defensive line. This one was a 3rd-round pick, number 80 overall out of San Jose, and shows up making a huge play. And I think as a team, we could be looking at a team's tackle for loss record. I mean, this has to be getting close, Cameron.
14 through 3 quarters. Seattle still down by 4 in Porter. Don't often see 4th and goal from the 19. This will be a 36-yard field goal for the Fleet to try and go back up by 7. It's one of the things I love about the SFL, Stephen, as Portland's field goal is up and good. Watching these young teams develop. I know 1-10 is not pretty to look at, but what is beautiful in a football sense, Stephen, is watching the maturation of these rookies on Seattle and seeing how even on a night where Portland needs to win and make the playoffs, Seattle on the road, 1-10, could have easily packed it in a few weeks ago, is playing some real good football out there.
Yeah, and again, I think that shows the signs of a healthy locker room, a healthy culture there in Seattle. If you can get your team to buy into your vision through wins and losses, I think that's huge in moving forward and being able to retain the players to come back because they do believe in what you're doing in your locker room and with your team. And I think that's how you measure season-to-season growth. It's not always wins and losses. There is a lot of parity in the SFL. There's a lot of really good coaching. A lot of games can go kind of either way. And so a lot of times it kind of boils down to retention and player build. And if you can kind of keep that, stack that from season 1 to season 2, you're in a really good spot.
Blanton's pass caught in traffic. Very well said, Stephen. As a T to Queen, now up to 70 yards, over 500 on the season. First down at the Seattle 49.
And, it's really funny, to see Seattle responding this way. Whenever they take the ball away, they kind of come out flat. But whenever Portland scores, for whatever reason, it's like adding gas to the fire for them. They come out and they get really aggressive on you, and they go with T to Queen there, who as a rookie is now over 500 receiving yards on the season.
First and 10 of the Seattle 49. And the handoff goes to Wells. Good open field tackle there from Mel Davis. And for all the praise we've given Seattle here recently, Portland's still winning the game. They've played well enough to win this football game. They've got plenty of players on defense making plays too. That's Davis's 5th tackle.
Yeah, and really Portland's front seven's playing just as good as Seattle's front seven, applying a lot of pressure to Blanton throughout the game, and really trying to really doing a good job slowing down Wells.
Blanton zips it to the outside. That had some heat on it as Zach Patton picks up a handful, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Patton leading all Nemesis in targets. That was his 8th target of the game. And that was 7th. There it is, 8 targets of the game, and that's the 4th reception as well.
Truth still with just the 1 catch on that seam. Patton up to 21 yards. Has been more of a possession receiver tonight. They hand it off to Wells. Wells cuts it left, gets a 1st down. Bernard Smith again in there with a solo open field tackle. And Wells moves the ball up to the Portland 40, 9:08 and ticking.
That's a good grinding 1st down there. And Seattle needs a little bit more of that. Let Blanton throw maybe get a completion on first down, maybe throw again on second down, but you got to get in those third and manageables if you want Wells to kind of get you be able to pick up the 3 or 4 yards for first.
Bland now to Wells, and he'll pick up 3. Tackle on the outside by Leo Morris, his 3rd. Also has a sack in this one in the TFL. 8.5 to go. This game is evaporated quick. Portland got out to a 14-0 lead quickly and easily on the Seattle team, but the Nemesis have hung tough all night as that's Brody Gulch gobbling up Jalen Wells at the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd and 7 for Seattle.
Yeah, that's a tough one. If Wells could have got you 2, you're looking at a 3rd and 5, and I feel like your team is in Seattle would be in a really good position here. But a 3rd and 7, we'll see how the Nemesis can respond.
Blanton out of the shotgun, pump fake, tipped up in the air and intercepted. Going to get a second look on that to see who got a hand on it, but terrific job by the front 7 once again, and Derek Majors comes away with the INT.
Derek Majors did a great job and got a hand on the ball and heard the tip drill, tracks it down and steals it away. And Derek Majors looking at 25 career interceptions.
So now Portland has an opportunity to run some clock, but Ezekiel Love has struggled since those first couple of runs, averaging just about 2 yards a carry since then, as that pass is caught. That's Nelson Lozano Jr. getting frisky out there. Gets a first down to the 29.
Out in the middle, doing a great job to reel that one in, taking the hit as he secured the target. But that's what you need. That's what you expect from your tight end. You got to go out there and expect a little contact when you get the ball.
Atlanta gets another touchdown, and that game's just about a wrap. Ezekiel Love picks up 9. That's his best carry in a long time. But that means Atlanta's going to 6-6. Carolina is 6-6. And Canton now 6-6. Portland trying to join that party. Trying to hold off Seattle tonight with 7 minutes to go. It's crazy, Hacker. All these 6-6 teams, and it's possible that none of them make it.
Oh yes, very, very, very possible that some of these 6-6 teams, where maybe 2 seasons ago 6-6 was good enough to punch your ticket. Now 6-6 is looking like it's enough to keep you on the outside, depending on how these playoff scenarios shape up.
Love hit by David Horrell just before the line to gain, so that's going to set up a 3rd down. Portland's 5 for 12 tonight. Horrell now with 10 total tackles, still well short of that record, although a valiant effort. 3rd and short. Love has the first down, the 43-yard line, and Seattle's got to start thinking about, okay, if they get into field goal range, this game could be over here pretty soon. We got to get a stop on in the next 20 yards or so.
Yeah, they really need to start slowing down Portland. Try to get a good first down play here. It looks like, yeah, Portland's going to try to pass. So maybe if you can get your defensive line to pin their ears back and get a sack, that would be huge for your.
3 down lineman in the dime. Jive empty backfield. Fires. Corner caught. What a throw to the Seattle sideline. That is Valentine with the catch and a perfect placement from Cyrus Jive.
Oh man, he needed that.
Woo!
After the game that he's been having. That's the kind of throw that you can build a highlight reel from. That was on the money. Beautiful throw.
Doesn't get any better than that for the rookie. 16 of 27, 184. Knocking on the door of field goal range with 5:45 to go. Flip it out to Love, and Love gets what he can, the 38-yard line. But more importantly, the clock continues to roll.
That's what Portland needs, and had the blocking downfield. Just Love got caught up on the outside there and couldn't get anywhere. And but Portland really doing a good job finding a way to get Ezekiel Love back in the game here to try to grind out this clock.
Jive fires wide open. That's the most wide open receiver we've seen tonight as Valentine gets another catch to the 30.
Yeah, and a little bit unexplainable. Seattle really didn't apply much pressure there. Just Valentine ran a great route and got plenty of separation, at least 10 yards of separation from the nearest defender. It looked like from that replay angle, and again just crisp route and good job by Jive to get it out of his hands quickly.
Matthias Citron, who's in the chat, looked a little bit caught in no man's land on that route. And let Valentine go scot-free as Love gets no gain. 4:40 and counting. Desperate times here for Seattle's defense.
A stop in the biggest way. This might be just on the edge of what Portland's rookie kicker Joey Rapp can do. I mean, this is about a 48 yarder from this spot here. So Portland definitely would be wise to get Love involved and get at least a couple more yards to try to help out their kicker if that's the route they're going.
Jive going to throw. Jive, what a throw! This is what he looked like in the first meeting as he squeezes that one in there to Lozano Jr. He has stepped up huge here in this fourth quarter with all 3 receptions.
Like Lozano had a Seattle nemesis blanket out there on the field, had a defender underneath, the defender over the top, and somehow Jive was able to squeeze that one in. Another great throw.
Third down again. 3rd and 1 at the 20. 3:35 and counting. Hand off to Love. First down. Love to the 14-yard line. And that, in a way, Hack almost kind of, Love is hurt. That's not good, trying to ice a game.
Man.
Love rolled over there at the last second.
3.5 minutes, Cameron, to go. There's 3 minutes in this game, and I mean, Portland's in scoring field position, so it's looking like it. If they can get this field goal here at minimum, Seattle's going to have a tough task. But that's Portland's offense that just went off the field.
Love has really been banged up this season. Was hurt against Canton, and I feel like one other game earlier this season. Love now out again. 1st and 10 at the Seattle 14 without him. Jive's going to throw. Jive going to the end zone. Pass tipped up. Almost intercepted. Oh, they could have had it. That was their opportunity right there, Steven. 2nd down.
I like it. I like going to the post there for Portland. That's been there for Warner.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
If Seattle just got wise. They had that the back of the end zone there is that extra defender, and I think that really helped them out and let those safeties kind of cheat down a little.
2nd and 10 to the 14. Now they're going to run it to the backup. Picks up 1. I believe that's Farmer. Horrell on the tackle, 1-yard gain.
If Seattle is somehow fortunate enough to get Portland to get greedy here and throw the ball, Portland might be giving them something to work with here. This is a dangerous situation. If I'm Portland, I'm trying to keep it on the ground, backup running back or not. I don't want to give Seattle any opportunity here.
Check that Lonnie Wright, who has a touchdown earlier this season with that last carry. So 3rd down and 9. Seattle has all 3 of their timeouts, looking for a stop. Jive needs to be careful with the football here. They're actually going to stay conservative and just run it. And Lonnie Wright nearly had a 1st down, but it's going to be stopped at the 6th. It's David Horrell again. That is his, can you believe it, Hack, 14th tackle. He's catching up as he's trying to hit that seemingly unattainable record here tonight. But Seattle, more importantly, now needs a block.
Chasing greatness. He is a great linebacker for sure. First overall pick, 5-6 seasons ago. He's definitely matured and grown into a great linebacker in the SFL. Definitely can lay a lick on opposing team, but has also grown into a good coverage defender as well.
23-yard field goal is clean and good, and Portland takes the lead 23-13. History in the making. Stephen Hacker just happened over in Atlanta as BDG Hollywood becomes the first SFL running back in league history to reach 15,000 rushing yards BDG Hollywood and Matt Wilson, a couple of legends this season, hitting some huge milestones.
Yeah, both great, pieces of the SFL history, and I think each of those players has something special about them that we can all admire and appreciate. The bronze bomber, and then BDG with the patent washing machine spin move. 3, 4, or 5 spin moves in a single play. That's just the kind of player that he is, and I think he'll take that with him to the hall. Into the SFL lore and Hall of Fame legends and all that good stuff. He's just two dynamic players, and congratulations to BG.
What's up to Blanton now? 16-24 for $177. T to Queen is the team's leading receiver with 68 yards tonight. They need a lot of yards and fast. Blanton can't take a sack and does. Everybody was going deep. Nobody was open. A loss of 5. That's Leo Morris with another sack. Quickly back to the line. Again, they bring the blitz. Blanton throws it. Gets it. Oh, it's incomplete as that pass was knocked away from the Queen. Excellent one-on-one coverage down the field to force a 3rd and long. That is Dale McClain swatting it away.
Interested to see if Blanton would learn his lesson from that previous play. Portland did not audible out of that blitz. And I was like, yeah, he needs to take the shot right there. Had T to Queen on the corner route, hit the receiver, and I want to say, hey, it hit the receiver in the hands. You got to make the play for your quarterback, but that was a tough catch he had to make. But I feel like he should have been able to make it.
3rd down and 15 at the 19-yard line. Blanton, deep drop against the blitz, and is sacked. He stood no chance. And Seattle's now going to call a timeout on 4th and 22. Portland hyper-aggressive, and it could end up winning them the game.
We saw a lot of that from Portland in the first quarter, where they were blitzing, sending the house, bringing these fire calls and getting Blanton uncomfortable in the pocket, and they went away from it. And they bring it back here late in the ball game, and it was just the right moment.
4th and 22. Seattle needs a miracle. Down 10. Trying to play spoiler. Nearly blitzed again. Blanton had to get rid of it. And the receiver Gears runs out of real estate. And this Portland defense, when Seattle's defense was pinning their ears back, it was Portland's defense in the red zone and their willingness to be aggressive late in this football game that's going to take the Fleet to 6-6, Stephen, after a really slow start. Everyone talking about what's wrong with Portland. They really turned it on in the second half of the season. And even if they fall just short of the playoffs, again, you got to feel good about Portland's future, especially with Cyrus Jive now a quarterback.
Absolutely, and as long as you have Ezekiel Love there too to help your young quarterback grow and develop, I think Portland is always going to be in one of those spots of, they could be a team to make the playoffs or even make a push. They're definitely another one of those, young teams in the SFL that's grown, and we've had the opportunity with them. They have a little bit more of a track record, so we can kind of look back, but they've always had a really solid, really strong defense. They've always liked to use their ground game, and Portland is one of those teams that you can't underestimate, or they'll come up and punch you in the mouth and walk out of the stadium with the win.
2nd down, Lonnie Wright with another carry, picks up 8. Seattle now out of timeouts. Be interesting to see what Portland just takes a knee and takes the points here. Definitely going to hit the under, which was 45.5. Interestingly enough, though, Hack, Portland currently not covering by a half a point. And I think the people that took Portland tonight would like them to kick a field goal here.
Definitely gonna want to watch the line. Stay tuned in. You're gonna get your half point or not. You could end up winning an ice cream bet. If you're playing your cards right, Commish?
Well, they did not play their cards right, because Portland just got the 1st down, and now they're going to take some knees. So if you took Seattle to cover, you nailed it. 23-13. Portland, the most important metric of the night. They're going to get the win. Atlanta has defeated Jacksonville officially now, 44-27. Good effort by the Kings, but they fall to 3-9 to end the season. And Atlanta's season stays alive and hurts the chances of Portland, Canton, and Carolina with their victory at 6-6, but we'll see how it all shakes out. Tomorrow, Stephen, we got some big games. Vegas and Arizona in a battle for the West. You got D.C. trying to clinch a first-round bye against Baltimore. Baltimore's really got nothing to play for, locked in as the number 2 seed. You got Louisiana trying to muck up the 6-6 pile. They host Florida, who also has a chance at a first-round bye, as does Vancouver, as does Arizona, with a D.C. loss to Baltimore tomorrow. So should be interesting, but here tonight it was Portland getting it done in the trenches, Stephen, when they needed to. This was a game of grit, and Portland gets to 500.
Yeah, and it was a great effort. A lot of the aggression from Portland, I think, is what won them this game. As you mentioned, applying the pressure from the defense, and then using your weapon in Ezekiel Love. Even though he left the game with the injury, it was late enough in the game that it didn't really matter a whole lot. But Love ended up with 33 total touches. Big shout out to Leo Morris, the defensive back for Portland, had 2 sacks today. That's huge from your corner. When you call the corner and say, hey, we're going to send a corner blitz this week, and you're able to hit home with it, it's such a great feeling for your defensive coordinator and the player as well. But as a defensive coordinator, sometimes when you send those blitzes in, they don't always hit. So when they hit, you get 2 sacks from a player that's otherwise is asked to drop back in coverage. That's always a fantastic feeling. Seattle's defense today, Cameron, played amazingly. I think we need to deep dive, or I'll go back and try to deep dive to see what the single game tackle for loss record is for a team, because Seattle ended up with 14 in this ball game, and that's a really, really great effort there. So would like to know the number there, and wanted to give them a shout out.
Player of the game tonight goes to Love for his early work mostly. 28 carries, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. We wish Love a speedy recovery. Bryant Dynasty wins player of the game in the other game, and we're wrapping things up both at the same time. That's the end of Friday night. For Justin Reside, Nelson Lozano, Stephen Hacker, I'm Cameron Irvine, and we'll see you tomorrow for a triple header of SFL action, followed by the Scenario Show on YouTube. You're clear. And